Ooh, okay. A-1-13, here we are. I am Bryce Barnett, the director of this thing, and here with Kyle McClory.
Hi.
And Michael DeVita.
Hello.
Okay, basically, this started, way back in 2009, and this was the Theater 1 final, and basically, we somehow had the freedom to do whatever we wanted.
Like, we pretty
It's all
much...
because we picked storytelling.
Well, yeah, and how it all started was basically we were goofing off, procrastinating the whole time, thinking of things that we could never possibly do.
And it turns out we got away with it.
I don't even know how. This story, what's actually going on has, like, I've never seen any theater production that has ever come close. Like when we were doing this, thinking about what we were going to do, I'm like, okay, this has to be something that you'd never expect to be a theater production.
And we were also going for entertainment, too, because, like, we wanted the adults to not be bored.
Sure.
Swing, there's all those other theater performances
so
they gotta
much,
sit.
Oh, yeah.
Just give them a good
My
chuckle.
gosh. So basically, I brought up this idea that me and my dad just came up with one night about how
I love that hat.
just this is classic. But I came up with this idea with my dad about a caveman seeing a UFO, the most complex thing, and getting inspired from that to build the most uncomplex thing, the first wheel. And we just thought that was hilarious.
I remember right here, I'm, like, trying to motion the person's like, okay, turn
Oh
the
my
lights
gosh.
off.
Like, yeah, the lighting was so bad.
I think it's just because we were in the wrong spots.
Oh, and our props list. Oh my gosh. When we came up with this idea, we didn't have actual scripts because we made up the thing and we just had it memorized, basically. And that really helped a lot because we changed it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
no,
remember.
we changed it a half an hour before the show. The last thing. Oh, well,
I made that.
yeah, we'll talk about how we changed it at the end when we changed it. But the props list.
I remember doing all the sound effects, because, like, I remember the mic wasn't working, so,
Oh,
like, I did,
yeah.
like, he blurred it out.
So that's just Mike in the background doing those. There it is.
Okay, this prop I just absolutely love.
Oh
So
my God.
How long did it take for you to make that? That's my question.
Like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, it's gonna purposely not be round, and it's just gonna be lopsided, and it's going to look like a piece of crap, and that is what will sell it.
One thing that I like is pretty like all of these props are like homemade.
Okay, the props list I was getting to. We came up with the story, and then we had, they made us tell us what the props list was. And so we had to make it as small as possible to still get the story across. And the big things were the UFO, a giant stone wheel, and a flamethrower.
You'll see that later in the show. And
This is so funny.
side comment on the flamethrower, and I'll say that for later.
But those were big props that they're like, what are you doing? And I think they just thought we were insane. Oh, a lot of screaming. I love screaming.
Oh, it was funny, I remember. It was like, at least with the UFO. I brought that into school like one morning.
Oh, wait, hold on. Purple Toy News. Okay, this is... Yeah, so Purple Toy News is our sponsor, because of course, that's our returning show.
Of course, we just had to put that in there
Well,
first.
yeah, because, you know, this was our first short film / one act. Oh, and
scene changes were just, oh.
Well, which? Well, the scene changes were fine, except
That thing just fell off.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're like, okay, let's find the smallest chair ever for the tallest guy in theater.
Okay, for the Arnold Schwarzenegger character, like that was originally inspired by our improv section in our class.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, but for those who don't know, the president that he calls is
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I should have, instead of Mr. President, I should have said President Schwarzenegger. But I think you get it.
Yeah, it's kind of harder to understand him.
Like you don't even understand like half of what I'm saying.
There's just kind of angry grunts, which is how everybody just portrays him.
Oh. Okay, so this idea, the reason that we had the caveman thing go into this was because 2012 just came out. And that's what inspired us to do this story. And, well, I've become obsessed with Pixar and A-1-13, so I just decided to combine that all together and make it into a story that changed the end of the world and make a new conspiracy theory. So this conspiracy theory is on Facebook now. You can actually attend the event to.
I'm
your
a member
doom.
of that. I will
I
admit.
think I am too. You should too.
Yeah, like it.
I
No,
was
attend.
for the whole like trying to cool down the Earth idea. I thought it would probably work if you multiple ice caps, even though that would result in global flooding.
Oh yeah. So we're like, okay, just give him. Like, since he is the president, but let's just make him absolutely, like, kind of mad with power, and where he just thinks he's always right, and no one's gonna tell him otherwise. So he just goes off on a rampage.
That's funny. She goes and trips on the chair.
Okay, so this background music, well, this is a completely original idea, and we would have made money off of this, off of YouTube, if I'd known better before. But once I put in this music here, it was no longer available for us to earn money from. So, yeah.
Oh man.
But it helps the scene changes, and this is what I wanted the thing to be. So, enjoy it, please.
Yeah, now with the flamethrower coming up, like, this is like last second. I wrapped the whole thing in duct tape, and it turns out the actual hairdryer, like, that thing shoots out sparks, and I'm surprised, like, it didn't set on fire.
Oh yeah, that
Well,
was
it burned
a
down the whole school.
huge fire hazard. I'm surprised we even got away with that, because that room's not vented at all.
Showing everything else in the theater is like a huge fire hazard.
Just love.
Okay, pay attention
Club.
how all the colors in the background are like changing like really quick, like because they didn't know anymore. Gosh, who was it? Was it Scroggins?
Yeah, it was Scroggins.
Scroggins.
Oh yeah, we borrowed the bike from our...
The bike! I keep forgetting about that. Oh my god.
Mike was
I think
last
you broke
second.
the training wheels
Like-
on that thing.
I'm like,
No,
okay,
there's-
we need a way. Okay, so he invents the wheel and discovers fire, and then he gets frozen and then unthawed, and then he gets upset because other people already took his idea of the fire, which is from the flamethrower, and the wheel from the bike. And the bike was last second because we knew we
Wanted
needed
to
it.
incorporate the wheel somehow.
Yeah, so we couldn't get anything too big, and
So then we just asked
I just love this
somebody just to
improv.
bring
I
in a
just
bike
love
for
this
us.
interpretation.
and we had to change the whole story. How Kyle was the narrator only in the beginning, and then the second half he
Like
just went
disappeared.
away all of a sudden, and then he's on the bike.
in Antarctica.
Where are we?
Like, yeah, we're at the
Yeah, we're like the polar ice
caps.
caps because we never really went anywhere. You went to go unfreeze them.
What's with that background? Does that background have anything to do with art?
I just love how, like, the idea of... Never mind, I'll say that for a minute now.
Wait, the back,
It's
like
almost
the
over.
white stage?
Yeah.
That was for another show for like the whole theater thing. That has nothing to do with the theater class. That was for like the 1X, which were completely different, and we couldn't really go anywhere else to.
Okay,
have our
but that
1X.
was brought up earlier in the beginning. Then he just starts raging.
Oh yeah. Ah, look, apocalypse. He points and yells apocalypse. Okay, it's practically over, so.
I love that top hat, by the way.
I know.
Oh, this was last second. This was last second. A half an hour before the show, we're like, okay, just put a spotlight, and we're just gonna do whatever.
The apocalypse.
Gosh.
The end is near. December 21st, 2012.
What is going on?
Like this, I don't even remember this part. I just went.
Okay,
Just
this
goes
is you just
berserk
going
and takes
insane.
off his shirt.
I'm like, Mike just, like, goes psycho. And
Here comes this guy, Bryce.
and I'm like, yeah. And then cut to black.
And there's our crazy
directed by
1X
me.
theater final, which is pretty much
Original
completely
concept
improv.
by me and my dad. Cast, me as Carrie the Caveman. Myself and Mr. Dr. Professor Kyle.
And there's me
the
as the narrator.
Ooh.
Caveman number 2, yay!
Oh,
And
Hey,
the president, I
Stone Wheel.
successful performance.
Hey, the UFO I made in my basement.
Oh, and the other half of the UFO was the Luxo Junior ball from Pixar's Luxo Junior short film, because I love Pixar so much. So we had to.
I never watched the credits.
Purple Toilet News. This is a Purple Toilet News.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh, it's